And welcome to Light Years. Andy Lou, we're a daily show now. This is serious business. How you doing?
Uh, every day, new news, new Warriors drama. Feels like we always know what they're gonna say, but it always comes out and we're always surprised. That's how I'm feeling. Every single day we're gonna do this until there's some type of resolution with this offseason. I'm ready to go. Let's go.
We got another 10 days, 15 days of it, honestly, till like the serious offseason stuff gets going. Shout out, by the way, to our guy Sleepy Floyd, El Sleepy, with the artwork and the thumbnails that we're rocking with these days. Looks pretty good. He's gonna be helping us out a little bit here and there.
Oh.
Pretty excited about it. I don't know. Hey, what do you guys think? I thought the thumbnail was pretty fucking cool. Yeah, man.
Just a picture of Draymond with money in his eyes. Because you know why? That man's about to extract some fucking dollars out of the Warriors. That's what's.
You think so?
Yeah,
you think so?
We'll get into it. That's what I think. It's gonna be real funny stuff.
Let's start on Draymond then. I was gonna start on Dunleavy, but it doesn't really matter. We can go reverse order. So we get a Woj notification today. It's not different than what we heard a few days ago, but Draymond plans to opt out, declining player option. We will continue to talk to the Golden State Warriors and explore all options, Paul says. It's expected Green would opt out, and now he can talk with the Warriors, explore sign-in trades, and free agency. The Warriors have been motivated to sign Draymond Green to a new deal. I mean, like, big picture, not surprised. Draymond's 33. He just played 73 games. I don't know that he'll play 73 games ever. Like, if you're going to opt out and try to lock in long-term money, your healthiest season is when you do it. Imagine if you had a year like the year prior where you miss half the year. And, obviously he wants, we've heard, friend of the show, Jason Dumas, throughout 3 years. Some people saying 4. Sounds like he wants a little bit more of a commitment than just next year. I'm interested because I don't know how much of an market there is for Draymond out there.
Probably right. It feels like that the Warriors have already given Draymond the offer. It's probably 3 years because he wants to match up his years to Steph's years. Also, why would you pay Draymond 4 guaranteed years? He's gonna be 37 by the end of that. And look, at
he's gonna have to work. He's gonna have to work for that 4th year. I'll say
that. Yeah. I mean, again, we talked about Andre getting that 3rd year, so maybe Draymond gets that 4th year, however much guaranteed it is. Yeah, I mean, it's about getting $90 million, right, or 80 or 100 versus just getting 27, which is what he would get when he opts in, right? So it's more about that. It only takes one team, right? Doesn't it only take one team out there? He doesn't need a big market. He doesn't need 4 teams out there.
He needs one serious offer.
Just one serious offer that he brings back. I think Bob and Mike and Joe. And Kirk, I'm sure I've already given. I know, but I'm sure he's in Draymond's ear or in Mike's ear or both. And they've probably already given him 3 years and $70 million. It feels like they're like, "Hey, this is our offer. Can you go get 100 or something?" I don't know. Like that feels like a standard. Feels like that's what's going on right.
I think he's got much lower offers. Yeah.
Here's the thing.
But I think your logic is correct.
Yeah, I think he's coming back. Is what it feels like. There's no. Because then wouldn't it be some weird vibe at the presser today if they kind of had a notion that Draymond was going to be gone?
That's kind of that's been my overarching theme. Like if you read between the lines, Steph doesn't seem stressed. I almost said stress doesn't seem stressed. The Warriors seem pretty calm about the whole thing. Steve Kerr seems calm about it, and it's just these leaks where it's clear Draymond's trying to see. All right, can I find a team who's going to offer me, I don't know, 10 more, 20 more to see if the Warriors will match it? I don't get the sense that it's anything more than that right now. Now, it could change. Could totally change. Jason in the chat goes 3 years, 22 per year, not going any higher. I don't know that there's a difference between 22 and 25. You know what I'm saying? Like I think the number that would freak the Warriors out is if someone goes 4 years, 35 a year, something crazy like that. And I don't think it's happening. Yeah. Like tell me who it's going to be, who's going to do that. So I feel like this is, it really does remind me of the Iguodala negotiation where unless someone was going to max him, they were going to match anything. And they just kind of were like, look, man, we're offering you 12, 13, 14. Go find more if you can. And then he came back and he got that 16 to 17 number he wanted. That's kind of how it feels right now. But I want to see how it plays out.
Yeah, I bet he gets closer to 30. Jason says 22. I bet he gets like 27, like what he has right now, maybe. And I'm talking about average salary. I'm not talking about like each year, whatever. Who cares? Average salary, 27, 28. Because let's say he gets an offer for 27 and the Warriors offered him 24. What are we doing here? Right?
Yeah,
Steph's gonna come in and just kind of like, come on, guys. Let's just.
I can't see the. Like, yeah, exactly. Like you're saying 3, like it's got to be someone throwing, Tony in the chat goes, Rockets will give Draymond 3 years, 150. Like, it's got to be something stupid like that for the Warriors to be like, okay, well, we can't do this, like that sort of thing. Because they honestly, like, they don't have an internal solution to replace him, It's like one of those things where it's, let's haggle. We're going to haggle over, $2 to $3 million a year is probably where the haggling is right now. And I honestly think Draymond's probably going to get it. He's probably going to find someone who can bid him up a little bit. But it's interesting because, like, Bill Simmons dropped Dallas. You've seen their name a few times. Dallas doesn't have cap space. If they keep Kyrie, they're going to need to sign and trade. So then, like, okay, what do the Warriors want from Dallas? Nothing. Okay. So you can't have them. Like that's kind of like where it comes down to.
You don't want Bertans. You want Kleba. Josh Green.
I do like Maxi Kleba, but not at the Draymond level. Like,
yeah.
Would he have been like the 7th best player on the Warriors last year?
He would have been on the Moses Moody level, and Moses Moody was their 7th best player when it mattered.
He would have supplanted JaMychal Green,
100%. I mean, different position, but 100%. He's kind of like that Dante type of guy, right? Like athletic, shoot a 3 a little bit, handle a little bit, that type of stuff. Anyway,
Steve playing with the 5, but
oh no, I'm talking about Josh Green. You're talking about someone else.
Oh, okay, yeah, I was talking about Max.
Right,
I was like, right. Oh man, I don't think he moves like that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, me and you are talking about totally different players.
But anyway, also,
both of those guys
probably it kind of applies to both of them. They'd both be right there at Moses Moody's level. Yeah,
correct.
Yeah, Niners, Warriors in the chat goes Draymond and Wiseman is going to be epic. I mean, yeah, but I feel like Draymond no one's bringing Draymond in to mentor kids. Sorry. He threw that one out the window and he threw the punch at Poole.
Also, is Draymond in that phase of his career? That will he even want to do that when he's in that phase of his career? You think Draymond wants to be stuck in Siberia?
Babysitting Killian Hayes and Jaden Ivey and Wiseman. Hey Jim, how you doing again? No.
Yeah, no, I doubt he wants to do that.
Jason asked a question here. I think we should get to this. And Warriors fans need to stop thinking about Draymond like his 2015-16 Draymond. What is his actual value now? I'll let you go first. I got to take. Forget dollar amount. Just like, what's his basketball value?
Yeah, the basketball value for Draymond Green is that they're not winning a championship without him. Construct me a team financially and roster construction wise that makes sense without Draymond Green. And I can't see it. I can't see it unless you're packaging contracts for a star player that we've never that isn't on the market today, right? If you told me that they can get Giannis, cool. If you could told me that they can get another guy, cool. But he's your best chance within the next 3 years to have a functional championship level defense. Who's the best guy that can guard? Best player in the league, best player in the Western Conference, Nikola Jokic. Probably Draymond Green. Is he going to stop him? Probably not. He didn't last season, or I guess you can say it's 2 seasons ago now. But he's your best bet. And then finally, Steph Curry wants to play with him. How many? I feel like I say this every other pod. Steph Curry wants to play with him. It's kind of sometimes as easy as it goes. Maybe Steph's too nice. You can say Steph shouldn't go down with the ship, go down with his guys, but I actually appreciate Steph more for that. So what's your take?
I got a few takes. One, I do agree. This is not 2016, maybe 10 best players in the entire NBA, Draymond Green. No one's claiming he's that. 33-year-old Draymond, to me, is a lot like 33-year-old Andre Iguodala. You know what 33-year-old Andre Iguodala did? Won an NBA championship. Closed championship games in 2017. Still a very valuable player. Maybe not one who plays 40 minutes a game anymore. And I was thinking about this. It's like, okay, let's say you let Draymond go and you want, maybe you go spacing and you think Looney can anchor a defense. I don't think Looney's more than a 25-minute per game guy anyway. So that's half your game right there. So let's say Draymond is at that stage of his career where he's playing 25-ish minutes and Looney's giving you 25-ish minutes and they're each kind of anchoring the lineups they're in. You still need that guy. And then when I think about the money aspect of it, what did Andre Iguodala get in 2017-18 when he was trying to extort that money from my guy, Joey? Oh my God. He got 17 a year. 17 a year when the cap was 99 million. Cap's 134 this year. You know what's the equivalent to 17 million on a $99 million cap? 23. So that's what I think his market value is. Probably about $25 million player in this NBA. If you think he's like an Andre Iguodala, where he's a big time winner, not the 40-minute per game force he used to be, but when he's out there for 25 minutes, he's making positive impact. He's anchoring your defense, that sort of thing. That's market rate. Sorry, I know it sounds crazy when you hear the numbers. It just is what it is. And to your point, it's not like they got a replacement in-house.
So I think to jump on your take with the Andre point and kind of maybe he's more a role player now than he is a star player, which is objectively true. Your best path towards getting a star player, which I have been on my knees begging for, is not with Draymond's contract. His value in a trade doesn't work. Sign and trade restricts you so much. The value to getting a star player or a player that's going to give you an upgrade, to me, is Jordan Poole. Like, it's not Draymond Green.
Or Klay Thompson. With that gigantic...
that's not going to work for me, so... But I see your point.
It's not, but it's a gigantic expiring contract.
Right.
But to your point, Draymond's... He doesn't make enough money, and he doesn't really have value to rebuilding teams. He has more value to you. It's not the piece that, like, you're not flipping Draymond for Siakam, right? Like, if you're getting a Siakam, it's centered around upside of someone like Poole, or expiring of Klay, right? Like, it's one or the other. We can take emotion out of it or talk about who you prefer, but the point is, I think those are the only two players who lead you to if you want to like remake the roster.
Because if the Wizards don't want $123 million guaranteed on the books, then they're like, Klay, give us Klay. We'll just get rid of him. It's 1 year.
They literally
done.
That was the choice they were between. Like, do we want the upside with Ayton, or do we just want to clear the books?
I think they made the right choice, right? Just clear the books. Like, what are you going to do with Ayton for 4 years? Just clear the books, go figure it out. Which is why when you throw the
Ayton post, just throw going for 30 and 15 every
right,
game.
Like what are we
18-win team?
What are we doing here? So I think they made the right move, even though the trade was terrible. But it's the same thing. You want to upgrade your roster, and the best path forward, like you said, is to me is Poole. To you, you see another option with Klay, and that's right. Logistically, it is right. Both of those guys.
I want to be careful on this one. I'm not sure. I think Klay or Poole. I'm just saying I'd explore both. I'm less loyal than you. Sorry. Okay. Well, we kind of buried the lead. We got a press conference for Dunleavy getting presented today. I guess I want to start here with you. What was your overall impression of that whole. That's the first time I've heard Mike Dunleavy speak publicly as a Warriors like executive. I realized when he was talking, it's like, the last time I heard him speak, he was in like a Bucks jersey doing a sideline interview. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't speak he didn't, and why would he? He's not the GM, you know, he's not the owner. But the first time we've heard him kind of sit up there and be like, "Hi, yes, I'm the GM."
Yeah. I didn't know what to expect. Honestly, I didn't know what he was going to sound like. To your point, I don't even remember what he sounded like when he was in the Warriors. I don't even know. Dude, the biggest thing that came
to voice.
he did. So the thing that really popped out to me, and I guess we just talked about it, but it really, really popped out to me was if Draymond had essentially told them that, hey, I'm gone, or at least made some type of trouble to say, hey, I'm out of here, I'm actually looking at offers, I don't think Mike Dunleavy and Joe Lacob sit there like that, chuckling and smiling and look that relaxed. Now, maybe that's who they are. Bob Myers always looked kind of stressed out, so you can never really get a read on him. But just looking at those two dudes, they look too chill up there for me to think that they're working on anything. They're worried about anything with Draymond. So that's what it feels like. I feel like the Draymond deal is done. They'll probably announce it. It'll in the next week or two or whatever. But it feels like that deal is done. That's what it seemed like to me.
Yeah, I mean that's one way. I think the thing that a few things stood out to me. I agree with you. It did feel like they feel very in control of the Draymond negotiation. Like we're gonna get I put this on the record right now. Saturday, we're gonna get a Woj tweet that some team has offered a bunch of money to Draymond. Just wait for it. You know, like something like that. Something to make people get a little stressed. It seems like they're pretty on top of it, and it feels that way to me. The other thing I noticed was like Lacob does not seem over the Bob Myers thing at all. Very, very aggressive and passive aggressive and all the tones with that. Where he's just kind of, what did he say? He said kind of like, you know, you guys forget Bob was just an assistant GM we picked up from an agency, and now you're acting like he's the biggest deal on earth, you know? I think he also made another remark about how like Bob didn't give them much time, which to me was kind of like he was a little surprised Bob waited until Memorial Day to resign. He's just like, if you're going to drag it out like this, I assume you're just going to come back. I would have thought that if you were going to walk away, you would have been a little more professional and told us a few months ago. But anyway, I kind of agree with Joey, not going to lie. But anyway, you want to slice it. What matters is he seemed a little salty. So
yes, he did.
That stuck out to me. There were some Trumpy vibes with the bombastic nature. Looked like he wanted to, you know, he was looking to verbally spar with friend of the show TK. I don't know. He Mike's got his work come out for him because that dude is a commanding presence. Like anytime the microphone's in front of him, he's the star of the show. You know what I'm saying?
I guess now that you say that, and I said it when the presser happened the first time, it's pretty obvious Bob quit because of Joe. I think everybody knows it. I think nobody's saying it because it's kind of you can't really report on that. There's no real fact to that. Bob's never going to say that. But, I mean, he quit because of Joe. I mean, he's burnt out. He doesn't want to deal with anymore. Look at him. That's how Joe is in public. Can you imagine dealing with him in private? Like, I'm not saying that Joe Lacob's a shitty owner or a bad person. Like, none of that seems true. He seems like a good dude. He's been a great owner. But can you imagine working for the guy? Can you imagine? It seems terrible. But hey, you know, the Warriors have been successful, and Mike Dunleavy sees this as a great chance to.
It is. Like, how many better jobs are there?
I mean, and in this type of offseason, it's not like this type of offseason to me. The Warriors are going to stand pat. Like, he has the flexibility you would imagine Mike Dunleavy does to kind of just do things that I think that the Warriors kind of haven't done. They could look at flipping guys. They could move out of the first round. They could move up in the first. They could trade Kuminga. We've talked about all those things that I feel like we've talked about that, you know, when you look at 2020, maybe Mike Dunleavy trades the second pick and moves down and picks Halliburton, right? Because Wiseman just doesn't know how to play basketball. If you told me that the Warriors went back in time 2020 right now with their brain trust, they would never draft Wiseman with what they know now.
Yeah,
no,
exactly.
not in hindsight, but I'm saying like understanding that they don't want a guy that's super raw, they would not draft Wiseman. Is what I'm trying to say. They would never do that.
That was such a VC, like, why can't we do all things at once? Well, because that's not how life works, buddy.
But it's just understanding now, like, hey, maybe we should care more about basketball IQ. Maybe we should care more that Wiseman can't catch a ball or know how to play defense. Like, those things probably matter. If them knowing that, if you were to go back in time, yeah, they'd probably, they'd probably pick Onyeka Okongwu over him. You know what I mean? Like, and it would have been a better pick. So
it would have. That actually tees up. So there's really only one question that I thought actually discussed basketball. Everything else was just like trying to feel out Mike and, Joey doing his thing and that sort of thing. But I'm going to play it right now. Friend of the show, Jason Dumas, asked it, so I want to give him credit. I thought this was interesting.
Hey, Mike, Jason Dumas, Crown 4 Sports. Congratulations, first off. When you're evaluating talent and looking to bring guys in, whether it's free agency or the draft, what skills do you specifically prioritize?
Well, I think first and foremost, you got to distinguish between acquiring talent and building a team. And so for us, the team thing is huge. How do these players work, interact together? Beyond that, as far as individual skill sets, place a premium on being able to play both ways, defend your position, and on the offensive end to be able to bring something to the table. High premium on shooting in this day and age with the way the league's going. Shooting is important. And so from there, those are kind of the main things. Then you work your way down with other skill sets. And character is a big part of it. But again, emphasizing what works for our team, and that may not work, for other teams. It's different. But knowing what our coaching staff likes and what's worked here is an important part of the evaluation.
You're muted.
I mean, does that not sound like word for word what you wanted to hear after what we saw last year?
The real quote that hits me there is knowing what our coaching staff likes.
Yeah.
Knowing what our coaching staff likes. Ooh. I honestly can't tell if that's a good or bad thing, actually. Now, he named the perfect player, right? It's just a perfect two-way defense, shooting, all the blah, blah, blah.
I want a two-way guy who has IQ and can shoot the ball.
Cool, right? Don't we all? I also want Keegan Murray, right? But
no one's ever gone up there and said, "I'm looking for the dumbest fucking player I can find." So, like, you know what I mean? But
I think it's interesting that he said knowing what our coaches like. I just
yeah.
It's interesting.
I think to me, him saying shooting and versatility unprompted also stuck out to me a little bit. Like, I don't know that he's going to be a guy who's enamored by athleticism, but it's like, can he shoot the ball? Can he pass the ball? Like, can he do anything? He sounds more like a guy who's, you mentioned Keegan Murray, and so that's stuck in my mind. Like, people didn't think Keegan was athletic enough for that. And it's like, you watch him, you're like, the dude can shoot from every spot on the floor, and he reads the game fast, and he's got size. What more do you want, right? Like, it seems like he's someone who would value a Tyrese Halliburton over a Russell Westbrook or something like that. That's the way it comes across to me. Now we'll see with his moves going forward, but it does seem he's very interested in like skill and versatility, like actual ball skill.
Yeah, it would be interesting. Like it does make the draft a lot more interesting. Now I still hope they don't use the pick, but if they do, it's the right spot to draft that type of guy anyway. You're not, I don't know, like you can't draft a Wiseman and Kuminga at 19 anyway. So he might have no choice but to draft a guy that knows how to play basketball. They just might not be able to play basketball at the NBA level because they're too small and too slow. But we'll see.
Yeah, and I mean, and
it's 19. Draft, it's a hard, yeah, right. Beyond just the 19th pick, beyond just that.
I mean, maybe he's the type of guy who would take a Kristaps Porzingis because you don't find guys who are 7'2" who have that kind of shooting touch, and maybe Bob wouldn't. Bob's more of a like, I want defense first. I want physicality. I want that sort of thing. You know, like those are the type of things I'm a little curious about. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's Kristaps Porzingis week on light years, as everyone knows.
We got some other names out there now, dude. We got some other names out there, but Kristaps is on the mind.
I did see you sent me it. Miles Turner back in the trade talks. It's our guy. I mean, we haven't committed as many hours to Miles Turner talk as Bradley Beal, but he's got to be in the top 5, maybe top 10, top 5 for sure.
Top 3. I think top 3. Miles Turner, Beal number 1. I think Miles Turner is up there for sure.
Levine's in the mix.
I mean, Aaron Gordon was in the mix for a little bit. I mean, we never talked about a Wiggins.
We were right on that one.
Yeah, we were. That one did.
It's pretty funny. We're joking about like, should they trade Wiggins to get Aaron Gordon? And it's like, I don't know that it's an L for us, but it's just like history will show like, what's the point? You know,
I mean, it was a win-win. I mean, they're not the same player, but it's about as close to the same impact as you could get with those two guys. I'd be
similar career arc.
Yeah. Yeah. Really is. And I think Jonathan Kuminga is going to have if Kuminga was started out on a bad team, I think it would have been the same career arc, by the way. The exact same thing. Now I don't know. We'll see. He's kind of got the short end of the stick in his career so far. But I think Kuminga is like literally the same as Wiggins and Gordon. Just same thing.
Yeah. We got a couple questions to get to here real quick. Our guy Awesome asks, how do you feel about this team if Poole stays or goes?
You and people don't like my Poole negativity. You got to take this one.
Well, I feel like you've been very clear with how you feel about Jordan Poole. So I've been more living in the, kind of zigging and zagging. Some days I'm pro, some days I'm negative. By the way, I don't know. I got to see how the whole thing plays out. It did occur to me today, like there's a very realistic possibility they don't do anything. They get a couple better veteran minimums and they're still fine. I'm not going to feel good about that in July. Like it's going to feel like all that talking for you to go out there and get, Utah and Patty Mills,
Good pickups.
They would be, pickups. But you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not trading anyone, just running the core back with better vet mins. I don't think people would be thrilled on July 5th if that's the outcome.
That would be extremely disappointing. Extremely disappointing. I'm gonna
say 50% chance that's reality though.
You can fuck off in my best Logan Roy voice. You can fuck off. Yeah, I said that in 2021. We were sitting here and we were annoyed that they only got a couple vet men. And that worked out. They're obviously smarter than we are. But they are banking on, if that is the case, they're banking on Poole being better, Kuminga being better, and Moody being better. So, I mean, it's probably true since those guys probably should get better. But anyway, we got some more questions.
Lucky Trace asks, is PBJ ready? Maybe he could be great.
Shit, maybe.
I'm excited to see a little PBJ at Summer League. He didn't play last Summer League. I'll say this. I liked what I saw from him in the spot minutes year one, but there's a big difference between that and being a 15-minute per game guy every night for a Steve Kerr team. Hopeful. I still feel like you probably want a veteran in front of him, and he's still more of kind of a spot guy this year, but we'll see.
Yeah, he's too young, maybe too small. Like you can't bet on any of that kind of changing that quick. But they drafted him because he fell because his ankle was messed up. So maybe they get him healthy. But out of the 4 young guys, you'd probably say he's the second best, most equipped to play in a Kerr system. Moody 1, PBJ 2. I would say. I mean
6. He's
Kuminga 3.
At this point, he's 6'11". He's huge. He can really shoot it, and he's smart. Those are good things. But he also is slow. Probably needs to find a weight room, like
eat some food, maybe.
Yes. Let's get him some Pacific Catch.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think he's interesting, but like, I'm done projecting minutes for guys I don't think Steve will play as much as I want him to. So
he does fit. He does fit. Steve's skill set does fit.
Steve broke my will. Zuby asks, Draymond is a role player, 2 postseasons in a row. Important that whatever deal is tradable if the Dubs move in the future. Okay.
I would say the contract that he's going to sign, there's going to be no moving on in the future. It's going to be at the end of the contract, we're done type of scenario. Because Steph has 3 more. Draymond's going to sign for 3 more, right? That's literally, it's been what's reported. There's going to be no, like, where is the let's move on trade within those 3 years? It's let's win one more championship in those 3 years. And we're going to go down with the ship. That's it. There's going to be no let's trade this guy. It's not happening.
Yeah. I mean, you don't want to. I don't really care about saving Joey money. It's more about like if it limits your ability to add other players on the roster. But I'm not really concerned. Like, sorry, I just don't think there's going to be a team who's going to offer Draymond a number that's like too toxic. You know what I'm saying? So. Let's get to this one. James, Turner and McConnell for Poole and Kuminga. Works money-wise. Also, Daniel Tice, Buddy Hield for Poole and Kuminga if you want to keep more picks. Can we get Nembhard thrown in there? You give me Nembhard and Miles Turner. You got the number 1 Warriors killer. As far as I'm concerned, that dude's an all-star. And then Miles Turner is just a good player. One who can hit an open shot and who can play around stat. Like, I would do Poole and Kuminga for Turner and Nembhard.
You would.
I don't think it's an overpay. I think you're getting 2. I don't know. Would you not do it? I would do it. I mean, you're adding a front court player who can really shoot the ball, who can play next to Draymond, and then you're getting a backup point guard. It's not the sexiest trade, but like,
not a sexy trade. The Nembhard stuff is, I like the Nembhard type of players, but you're essentially moving both guys for, like, Porzingis to me has a lot more upside than a Miles Turner, even though Miles Turner is a much better defender.
Okay.
But Miles Turner offensively, I think, is touch and go. I mean, can he shoot? Can he finish? What type of scorer is he? Type of guy, can he play in Steve's offense? I think Porzingis' offense is so much better as a fit. I mean, he's just a much better scorer. Maybe defensively, you'll figure something out, more upside. Contracts are different. Obviously, Miles Turner is on a little bit of a better contract. Do you just get Porzingis for 1 year because he's only got 1 year left?
Plays himself out. Yeah.
Right. So there's a bunch of stuff there. Wow. After all that Poole stuff I've been talking, I actually don't know if I would do this trade. I don't know. I don't know why Indiana would do it. Feels like Indiana wants to win. So maybe I'll bail myself out, Sam. Maybe I'll just say Indiana wouldn't do it because they won't win. Right. Maybe that. But
I do agree with you, even though Miles Turner is a better defender than Porzingis will probably ever be, just all around. I would rather have someone like Porzingis because I think the skill difference on offense is significant as well. Mm-hmm. That's interesting. That one might actually, I could see why Indiana would do that if they were in a rebuild. You know, you get yourself a wing, you get a scorer to go with Tyrese Halliburton. Could potentially work. I don't know. Getting pretty close.
By the way,
I love how we land with me making a Poole trade where you're like, I can't do that. I don't. I've just been talking. I guess I can't put the money where my mouth is. You know, I can't do it. Al says thoughts on Poole and picks for Lowry. I feel pretty confident Utah's not trading Lowry. They got him a cheap deal in a rebuild. So would I do it? Yes. Lowry's really, really good, but I don't think that offer exists. So
yeah, they stole him, so they're gonna keep him.
And he kind of broke out for them. He's like the start of their rebuild. I don't know. Why would you trade him? Right. So,
I mean, for another Jordan Clarkson, yeah, pass.
Dude,
do we have any more questions? I got one more, by the way. I got one more take for you.
Let's hear a take and let's get out of here.
Yeah, from our buddy Woj, who just tweeted a 5-minute video. Just who's watching there. But he says, I think these sides are destined to reunite about Draymond Green and the Warriors. So I don't think he's necessarily saying the deal is done, but when somebody like Woj reports that he thinks that they're going to get a deal done, it's not without many people telling him. You know what I mean, right? It's not without many people telling him.
I'm just waiting for the first person to tell me they think Draymond's like going to Phoenix, like for sure, or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like everyone has the same tone on this. And I don't know. Today, Monday, June 19th, 8:37 p.m. Don't know why I'm doing dramatic pauses like I'm Stephen A. I think Draymond Green is back. No. Yeah. All right. We'll end it here. Appreciate everyone.